What's going on, people, and welcome back. It's been a minute. I know if you've seen my last video, then you know why I've been a little bit ghost recently, but we're not here to talk about that today. Today, I've got a new tutorial for you, and I thought because it's been a minute, I need to bless you guys with a Waves setup. This is a Waves plugin only setup for your drill vocals, a little something that you can kind of follow along and have a nice little basis for a mix. Now, before I do that, I am still getting comments and messages about whether I can send out or sell vocal multi-tracks or stems, and that's not a service that I do. However, if you do want to get yourself some vocal multi-tracks, then you need to head over to this website right here, vocalmultitrack.com/store. And here you got a range of UK drill, UK rap, UK wave even. I think I've heard some in there. Vocal multi-tracks that you can download and follow along and kind of practice for as little as £5. Like, it's cheap and a great way for you to learn. And if you want to follow along with this video, I am using vocal multi-track number 42. So if you want to download that and see how you get on copying this setup and seeing how it sounds, then please head over there and do so. But let's get crack on with the video. So this is the track. Let's have a little listen.
Bro got a whap. I told bro in the backseat tap, wait, bring the Ramsey back. We made another athlete dash. I turn your boy handicap. With this bad beast bad relax, won't take off her panties. Mad, she's gas, but if we don't have these whaps, we splash. Bro got a whap. I told bro in the backseat tap, wait, bring the Ramsey back. We made another athlete dash. I turn your boy handicap.
All right, cool. So let's start by bypassing all of our plugins here. So the very first thing we got on our vocals is the CLA 76, modeled after the 1176 compressor. And I just like to have a compressor first and foremost on my vocals, just to kind of round them off and give them a little bit of body and flair. And the CLA 76 is great for body. It's great low end, great for vocals, great for like bass and things like that. Because it's just so dirty and I like it. And we're doing about -3 to -5 decibels of gain reduction. Let's fast forward to the verse.
Them man love land in it. Test man on a fly for bed, quickly wet that he's applying the jet.
Yeah, like -3 decibels of gain reduction. Nothing too crazy. I've got it bypassed even. Let's listen again.
Them man love land in it. Test man on a fly for bed, quickly wet that he's applying the jet. If we don't get man, then I'm trying again. Try.
So you can hear that it just sounds a little bit more round. There's a lot more body to it, and it's more kind of it's more consistent, and it sounds more like a vocal that you can listen to, and the levels aren't all over the place. Then we've got the SSL channel. I believe this is the E series. We're just doing a little bit of a cut. Let's see. Yeah. So 200 hertz, just a -1.9 decibel reduction there. We've got a thin EQ, and I like to use these SSL channels when doing kind of cleanup, kind of repairs, should we say, just because there's no kind of graphics, like you have to use your ears, and I just really like the SSL EQs in general. So if you're after any kind of SSL based plugins, Waves has a great selection for very cheap compared to some of the others. It's got to be said. I paid a lot of money for the one that I use, but this is just as good. So yeah, we're just doing a little cut there just to get rid of some of the I guess the muddiness, a little bit of the room as well, and just make the vocal sound a little bit more tight. Then we're going from that channel into our lead vocals bus. Now, I'm not going to get too crazy with the buses in this video because I want to make it very, very simple for you to follow along. But we are going to be using a lead vocal bus and an all vocal bus, and that's mainly because of space. Like you've only got what 10. You've only got 10 spaces for inserts, so we're using auxiliary sends so we can free up some space, so we can have more space for more plugins, essentially. We're going from that SSL channel into the Poig Child. I still don't know if I'm pronouncing that bright, but who cares? And this is kind of like our attack slash release, and we got it set to 3 because we don't want it too fast. The vocals aren't that like plosive or too punchy, but if you have a little bit of a slower attack, it can make the vocals sound a little bit more punchier. This compressor as well is very clean. I like the way that it just sounds so smooth. It doesn't add too much of a kind of like a character to it, and I kind of like that because we already are adding a lot of character when we're using a CLA 76, and we're going to be doing more stuff in a bit as well. So the Poi Child 670.
Them man love land and it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quickly wet that he's applying the jet. If we don't get man, then I'm trying again. Try, one more time. Ride, one more ride with a knife in my side. Spun one more time for the guys in the ride. Bun one more.
Again, that's really tightening up that vocal. You hear a lot of the kind of the ringing kind of gets eliminated as well, like the room ring.
Them man love land and it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quickly wet that he's applying the jet.
Really tightens it up. I like what this plugin does, and I use this all the time on a lot of my mixes. And then we have the F6, which is a really good EQ, to be honest. It's kind of like if you can't get a hold of the Fab Filter EQ, the Pro Q2 or Pro Q3, then the F6 is a really good alternative. Cheap. Again, Waves plugins are generally quite cheap. They've always got sales on. They come like DFS, bruv. The sale is just forever. And with this, we are doing we're doing a few things actually. So let me unbypass and show you exactly what it's doing.
Them man love land and it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quickly wet that he's applying the jet. If we don't get man, then I'm trying again. Try one more time. Ride one more ride with a knife in my side. Spun one more time for the guys in the ride. Bun one more guy.
Okay, so do you know what? I'm gonna turn these vocals up a little bit just for the time being. Let's remember what we've done. So let's turn that up just by 4 decibels so we can hear what we're doing, because the gain matching isn't great. I'll be real.
Them man love land and it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quickly wet that he's applying the jet. If we don't get man, then I'm trying again. Try one more time.
All right, so I like these frequencies here. You don't often see me do too much boosting with my EQ, but I really like that on a vocal. I like that low, around 90 to say 90 to about 100 hertz. I like doing a little bit of boost there because I like the way that sounds, the body it gives it. I usually do it on my SSL Fusion, but also I can also do it on EQs as well. There's no reason you can't. Let's really boost it so you can hear exactly the frequency I'm talking about.
Them man love land and it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quickly wet that he's applying the jet. If we don't get man, then I'm trying again.
That frequency there I really like, but of course you don't want to start bringing out this frequency here.
Them man love land and it. Test man on a fly for ped.
That nasally sound, we don't want that. So when we're boosting this, we're making sure just to correct that frequency there. What is it? 157 to 200. Nah, I already did a cut here with the SSL channel, and it's same again with the F6. We just want to really control that frequency there. And as you saw as well, we are engaging some dynamic EQ just to handle those plosives. I know I said before that I wasn't trying to tackle any plosives with that compressor, the Poi Child, but with the F6, it's a good way to clean up a little bit, especially because we're doing that boost. Some of the B's and the P's can start to sound a little bit boxy and a little bit muffled and horrible. So the F6, we're just really, really utilizing it and utilizing the dynamic, the aspect of it, I guess. And you do that by setting your range so that just means how much you want it to turn down by, and you set your threshold. So once the level hits that threshold, the volume will come down by what you've set this range bar to. And we've got the attack on a fast attack as well. So it really catches them plosives and just brings them down a little bit. De-esser, nothing crazy, like de-essers are, there's nothing sexy about a de-esser, but here we go. We're kind of just catching that 4.1K.
Them man love land and it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quickly wet that he's applying the jet. If we don't get man the...
So it's more like the T's. You'll learn the more that you mix and the more that you work with vocals, you'll learn kind of where the problem, you'll be able to hear. So the T's and the sh are on different kind of frequencies, and you'll be able to hear, and really after a while you'll be able to just do it really quickly. But if you can't hit that S chain button and it solos out that frequency that you're targeting, and you can just sweep through and find the frequency that you don't like and just bring that threshold down. We don't want it to go too crazy though. We don't want to just dead off the S's and make my man sound like he's got a lisp. No, we just want to get the harshness out of those S's. Then we've got another compressor. You know I like to load up all my compressors. On this, I believe we're doing about -4 decibels. Well, we would be if I hadn't had that checked.
Them man love land and it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quick.
Okay, now we're getting some volume, so let's bring this back down to where it was.
Them man love land and it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quickly wet that he's applying the jet. If we don't get man, then I'm trying again. Try, one more time. Ride, one more ride with a knife in my side. Spun one more time for the guys in the red bun. One more guy. Them man can't hack the beat. Swing through my shank, pass it back to me. We actually jump trampoline.
Cool, so we got the attack set to, do you know what? Usually I use this compressor to kind of make the vocal pop a little bit. So we usually use like 3 millisecond attack.
Them man love land and it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quickly wet that he's applying the jet. If we don't get man, then I'm trying again. Try.
I kind of like it on one though. It kind of makes it sound a little bit more compressed, if that gives it that compressed vocal sound, whereas -3 makes it pop a little bit more. Let's leave it how it was. So we've got the release set on 1 and the attack on 1 as well. Well, the release on 0.1 seconds, and yeah, you get the drift. And then we got the CLA vocals. Again, we're just adding a little bit of low end to our vocal. Look, 0.5. We've got the sub selected, and we just turn it up by 0.5. We just want some more of that low end, to be honest.
Them man love land and it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quickly wet that he's applying the jet. If we don't get man, then I'm trying again. Try one more time.
You can even push it a little bit more, to be honest.
Them man love land and it. Test man on a fly.
And then also this spreader, we're using this as well, and we've got that set to -7.
Them man love land and it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quickly wet that he's applying the jet. If we don't get man, then I'm trying again. Try.
So we're just using that spreader to make the vocal sound a little bit bigger. You don't want to go too ham with those, because although it sounds bigger because of you're spreading it out or whatever, the more you take away that vocal from the middle, the more it's going to get lost in the mix, and it's not going to stand out as much. If you're listening to the song in mono, it's just going to completely disappear if you have it spread out too much. So you got to be careful when adding any kind of images or spreaders onto your vocals. You don't want to go too mad with it. Trust me. It might sound good when you got your headphones in and then you play it in the car and the vocal just disappears. Trust me. So yeah, that's what we're doing with the CLA vocals. We're not using anything else, to be honest. Just that sub and that pitch. Then we've got another F6.
Them man love land and it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quickly wet that he's applying the jet. If we don't get man, then I'm trying again. Try one more time. Ride.
That was the main kind of problem area that I wanted to tackle. What is it? It's at there you go, 1.9, so 2K basically. And we just do a little boost on each side, just because when we're doing a cut like that, we don't want it to start sounding dull, and like, you know, you don't want to pull too much away from these frequencies. So we just do a little bit of a boost to kind of even it back out. And then we got a little shelf here, not too crazy, 1.3 gain. And also hit this here. What is this? Let's have a listen to this.
Them man love land and it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quickly wet that he's applying the jet. If we don't get man, then I'm trying again. Try one more time. Ride one more ride with a knife.
Now the vocal's starting to sound a lot more professional, a lot more like ready, like studio professional released vocal. That was just a bunch of random words in it. But what I mean to say is like now it's starting to sound like something that you hear on the radio or wherever. We've got another de-esser here with a higher frequency targeted, because we're doing these boosts now. We want to kind of control those S's that are now being brought out, especially with the compressor as well.
Them man love landing it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quickly wet that he's applying the jet. If we don't get man, then I'm trying again. Try.
Yeah, and then we got C6. So you're hearing a lot of clicks in his mouth, like when he's spitting, you're hearing a lot of the kick, like it's quite harsh. So we're using the C6 just to hone in on those frequencies. As you can see, we've got all of these bands bypassed, except for these two here, because these two kind of give you a lot of control on what you can do with them. So that's why we use mainly these two on the ends.
Them man love landing it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quickly wet that he's applying the jet. If we don't get man, then I'm trying again. Try. One more time. For the guys in the red bun, one more guy.
Smooths out that vocal completely. Sometimes you do see me use like the Soothe. The Soothe is a great plugin. Excuse me. The Soothe, is a great plugin to get those kind of clicks and mouth noises and just take out the harshness out of them. But you can tackle them with a C6. Sometimes I might even use two C6s. So you can just target multiple frequencies and really smooth out that vocal. And then we have a parallel compression going on. Have I turned this back down? It was on 0, right? Because it's going to get louder now. We're using the parallel.
Them man love landing it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quickly wet.
We can turn this up actually. Ride with a knife on my side, spun one more time for the guys in the red bun, one more guy. Them man can't hack the beat, swing pro my shank, pass it back to me. We actually jump trampoline. If I peel that skin, it's not tangerine. CHE, what a banter team. All my life, there's some banter. So if you don't know about parallel compression, that is a whole discussion, maybe for a separate video. But we're using parallel compression in this sense, just to give that vocal even more body. I know I keep saying body. You could probably do a shot anytime you hear me say body. You can turn it into a little drinking game, but it's so important when we've got drill vocals. It's so important to make them really just punch the listener in the face. Do you know what I'm saying? Most of the time when you listen to UK drill, the subject matter is like we don't want it to sound shiny and crisp. We want it to sound like serious and gritty, and that's why we use a lot of compression. That's why we focus so much on the lows and the low mids of the vocal, because we really want it to punch. We really want it to sound bassy and intimidating, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying not to use words that make me sound like a BBC News reporter talking about drill and how scary it is. But, you know, as mix engineers and producers, it's our job to kind of do our part to make the music sound like it's supposed to and give it that sound that makes UK drill so special. So that's why I keep saying body, and that's why I'm so focused on giving vocals that low end grit that I love so much. And there are other plugins. Obviously we're only using Waves plugins, but you can mess around with saturation and things like that. But a very, very simple and a very, very good way to get just that extra little bit of low end is by parallel compressing. So we're using the same compressor, the CLA 76, but we're using the blue. So there's a black one and a blue one. And we've set it to another auxiliary, and I didn't realize that it actually has a mix knob. So we could have just put it on the track and just pull the mix knob down. I had no idea I had a mix knob. I probably would have done that to kind of keep the video, the setup more simple, which, you know, I'm trying to do more of, because I realized that sometimes I have like 100 different buses and it probably looks mad. But yeah, parallel compression, very, 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 very good tool that you can add to your arsenal and start messing around with and practicing with and seeing how you can use it to get your vocals sound really strong and stand out in the mix. So both of these buses now are going to my all vocals bus, and that way we can control them together. So, you know, the parallel compression has made the vocal a bit louder, so now I can just turn it down on my all vocals bus. And that's kind of the beauty of buses, as well as giving yourself more room, you know, and things like that. It's good just to, so you can, you know, you can group things together. You can group your drums together and bring all your drums down if need be, or whatever the case is. In this case, it's vocals. I've also added some effects. Now, you usually see me have effects on my drum on buses, but we're going to put these on our channels. We're going to put these on our all vocal channels straight up. And that's just so you can really, to make it really simple and just be able to make it so you can follow at home and set this up yourself. So we've got the Reverb.
Them man love land and it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quickly wet that he's applying the jet. If we don't get man, then I'm trying again.
You can instantly hear that. Instantly.
Them man love land and it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quickly wet that he's applying the jet. If we don't get man, then I'm trying again.
It just makes it sound a little bit bigger, doesn't it? It makes it, give it more space. It makes the vocals sound like it's in the track rather than just sitting on top of it. And the way that I achieved this is, I don't think this was a preset. I think I kind of tweaked this to make it sound like this, but the sound I'm going for is a small, bright room. These are the settings. I'm sorry, I literally cannot remember what I did, but here are the settings. Pause the video, copy them. Pause the video. All right, so those are the settings. I don't think I used a preset for that one. And then we've got a delay.
Them man love land and it. Test man on a fly for ped. Quickly wet that he's applying the jet. If we don't get man, then I'm trying again. Try, one more time. Ride, one more ride with a knife in my side. Spun one more time for the guys in the red bun. One more guy. Them man can't hack the beat. Swing through my shank, pass it back to me. We actually jump trampoline. If I peel that skin, it's not tangerine. CHE, what a banter team. All my life there's some banter guys. I swing my nank, I don't advertise. If I shout big boys, go slap the 9. Bro got a whip. I told bro in the backseat tap. Wait, bring the Ramsey back. We made another athlete dash.
And those effects just bring the track to life. Like the vocals sounding fine before, and when you're mixing, I always tend to put the effects on last, because I want the vocals to sound good without the effects. But once you add those effects, it's just like it comes to life, and the vocals sound like they're in space, and everything just sounds complete, I guess. So that last reverb is a plate reverb. It's obviously a bit brighter, a bit bigger. And these are my settings. Again, I couldn't tell you exactly what I changed from the preset. But pause the video, copy them. Look, 1.3 mix there. Very small amount, but it's quite a loud reverb, to be fair. And some EQ. And then finally, I just added the R bass on the instrumental. And that's just so if we mute the vocal. Just to give the backing track a little bit more aggression. 78 hertz, just to give it a little bit more aggression, so you can really hear the kind of the 808s and the kicks and things like that. And yeah, that is a very nice little setup for you guys to copy. Please do not ask me for the template. You've got to do a little bit of work yourself, guys. Pause the video, copy what I'm doing. If you've got enough of DAW, Fruity Loops, Logic, whatever it might be, just do a little bit of groundwork. I can't do everything for you. If you want me to do everything for you, then you can hit up the email address below and I will mix your track for you and you can pay me. Otherwise, just copy what I'm doing. This is the closest to my actual template that I use a lot in terms of like for like plugins. Obviously, I don't use strictly Waves plugins, but I am going to put a video out in the near future with what template I'm using at the minute. But this is the closest I would say setup. If you're just a Waves user, this is the closest to what I use. I use a very, very similar setup, which I will show you very, very soon. In fact, I'm probably going to record that video after this. So you're going to see me wearing the same thing in that. And you can say, oh yeah, he wasn't talking shit. But yeah, again, thank you guys for watching. I know it's been a minute, so thank you for bearing with me. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you found it insightful. Please leave me a comment and let me know what you want to see next. Drop me a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Ding the bell, because I've been pretty inconsistent and you don't want to miss one of the times that I do finally upload. Of course, shout out to Music 7 for the vocals. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.